Hi, guys. So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to effectively take a Deltamath test. This will be our second test on Deltamath. And the plan right now, since we will be virtual for the entire school year, is to continue taking our tests on Deltamath. While the majority of you did well on our first Deltamath test, some of you struggled, and I think it might have been because of the format of the test. So I wanted to go over some helpful hints on how to take a Deltamath test so we can all be successful and get the best grade possible. Here are some things to keep in mind when you're taking your Deltamath test tomorrow. First, make sure that you are prepared. Before logging into class with me, make sure that you have your calculator sitting on the desk in front of you, as well as your scratch paper and pencil. Make sure that you are sitting at either a desk or a table, away from any distractions, so that you can focus all of your attention on the test. Our recommended calculator for this class is the Texas Instrument TI 30XIIS. This is a calculator that you can use in all of your math classes for high school, as well as your science classes, so it's a good investment to make. It's also a very user-friendly calculator, and so it's easy to type in things correctly so that it will tell you the correct answer. Also for your test, make sure that you're logging in as early as possible. I usually have the room open 2 to 3 minutes before class starts. So about 2 to 3 minutes before class starts, get onto your Google Meet, have your scratch paper, your pencil, and your calculator all ready to go. Make sure that your cell phone is out of sight, out of mind, so that you're not distracted during your test. The other thing that you can do is you can have your Deltamath tab open on your computer. So you want to have your Google Meet open and your Deltamath tab open so you can get started as soon as class starts. My next helpful hint is as you are working through your test, make sure that you are checking your work. For different tests, there are different ways to check your work, and we did talk very specifically about how to check your answers on a solving equation question. My suggestion to you is that once you are done solving the problem, before you type your answer in, to check your answer and make sure it's correct. If you have any doubts about the answer that you got, don't type it in yet. Maybe take a little break from that question, go try another problem, and come back to it later. You can keep track on your scratch paper of which questions you've already typed into Deltamath and which questions you have done, but you have not typed the answer in yet. My suggestion to you is to write an answer column on the side of your scratch paper with all the question numbers, and as you're typing your answers in, write down the answer and put a little check mark next to it so that you know that you've already answered that question, and so that you also know which questions you have not answered yet. Also remember that on a Deltamath test, you only get one opportunity to type in an answer and only one opportunity with each question. So again, make sure that you're feeling confident about your answer when you type it in, as you will not be able to go back and fix it later. Once it's typed in, Deltamath has already graded it as right or wrong. My final helpful suggestion for you is to make sure to keep an eye on the clock. Remember that Deltamath will start a timer as soon as you click into the test. You cannot pause that timer. That timer will run until time is out. So again, make sure that you're ready to go before coming to class so that you don't waste any time on the timer getting materials. And make sure to keep an eye on the clock as you're working through class. When you're working on your test, you do not have to go in order. You are allowed to skip around on problems. You can start a problem and come back to it later, just like you would be able to if it was a paper test. Just don't forget to type in an answer before the time is out. If you forget to type in your answer, Deltamath will automatically mark that problem as wrong, as it cannot see your work on your paper. I will try to give you some reminders when we're halfway through class and when we're getting close to the end of class so that you can make sure that you have typed in an answer to every question. These are my helpful hints for taking an online test.